Hello, my Pisces. This is Damien with HK Readings, Healing Culture Tarot, and I'm here to do y'all's May 2019 General Love Reading. So if you are Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or Jupiter, stay tuned. Hopefully I have some messages that resonate with you. If not, other great readers on here to check out on YouTube. But as we all know, you do take what does apply, so if certain things do, and other things don't, leave the rest out. There's no need to try to make that a part of your story. Cross watchers, more than welcome to stay tuned to this video as well. I will be reading from the perspective of the Pisces, but energy could be vice versa. What I am seeing here though, Pisces, if we're gonna get right into it, you have crowning you the Nine of Fire from my Tarot of the Orisha, the Nine of Fire. And it's in reverse. So what I can already tell from just seeing this crowning is where we're going with this being a general love reading and you just not giving a fuck. Excuse my English, because it ain't French. Not giving a fuck about a particular person anymore in any way, shape, or form. Now this is someone that you used to wish for. This is someone that you were under the impression would bring you wish fulfillment and really provide you with what you thought you needed. You did a lot of prayers for this person, and you also, outside of like the ritualistic aspect of it, gave a lot of yourself in general. And I can see even through the pain that this person may have inflicted upon you, that even in those moments you would pray for this person to change, or maybe blindly thinking that things would get better, though they never did. It was really about, in a sense, you putting your energy in the wrong place, but you know better now, okay? So there's been a moment where like that shift of not really being concerned with this almost succubus energy of this person. Hey, it's what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling. What you're doing is you're focusing on not only yourself, but rebranding yourself. Rebranding yourself socially and just as an individual, and also as it pertains to work and business. Many of you, through building yourself back up, I think emotionally, internally, looking back on the journey with the Seven of Pentacles, right now, or the Seven of Discs, I'm not really getting that you're looking so much as for the next step. I think you've got that all figured out, because coming after the Nine of Discs is the Sultan. So I think you got that figured out. The Sultan is the Emperor. Wow, this is so weird. Yeah, it's like you're looking back on everything with this super, super appreciative energy. I'm getting this for so many people, and it's coming out in different ways through different cards, through different card combinations, and it's really groovy. Like I just I love how the stories can come together like that for people. And we've all seen from the many videos throughout each month how we're kind of going through the same stuff, right? So yeah, it's just cool to see. But yeah, it's like you're actually just looking back on all of those things, and there's the level of being humble and being balanced. Like, because you're balanced within, you're able to look at things externally with this balanced viewpoint. So you understand that to get to the person that you've become and where you are, which is actually successful or becoming very successful in your own right. was due to experiences that may stem from childhood, because the energy of the Seven of Discs and the Nine of Discs does talk about family, but more so just recent times. I'm feeling for a lot of you, just recent months, recent years, from 3 months to 3 years. Looking back even on that gap, how much has changed. Now, when we actually take on the traditional definition of the Seven of Discs, which I feel applies here, in a different sense, when we clarify it with the wedding card and Malady reverse, at the point of coming into your personal and financial successes and being comfortable, like, being set, still able to take a risk and be set, like all these other factors in your life where you're finally able to take a risk, you're doing it, and you still have cushion, and you still have motivation, and you still have all of those things going for you. But now when it comes to love, I feel as though when we come back around to those feelings of wanting to be with someone, it might make you a little sick to even think of, honestly. A lot of you Pisces. Yeah, I actually see the woman in the Seven of Discs just looking away from the situation, which is the commitment behind the wedding card. And we have Malady in reverse, clarifying that. So I don't really think it's something that you really, I'm getting feels myself. I'm sorry, Pisces. Many of you are just like, fuck that. But, with that is a sadness that we'll carry. Because also clarifying the Nine of Discs, we have the old woman reversed with melancholy reversed. The energy of sort of feeling used and washed up in that arena. Until you encounter something that's going to make you feel young again, like liberated, free. Someone that will help breathe new life into you. And we're going to get to that. But like when I see this person who is alone, praying for and giving and so on and so forth, is, to this person with the Nine of Fire reverse, like this person was alone then, okay? And these are things that you're realizing, even when you were with this person, Pisces, you were still alone to a high degree. And then when we get down to these cards here, the Seven of Discs, the Nine of Discs, and the Sultan, all of those cards are representing the one still. Not lonely, but alone, okay? And these are your transformative cards throughout the process, once you've gotten out of where that rut was, and you were putting yourself back together alone, and you've been doing it until currently alone. And in many ways, that's wonderful, because especially when we talk about work and enterprise and branding and things like that, those are things that if you can do alone, for the most part, granted, you're going to work and collaborate with other people, but you didn't have to account to anyone but yourself to make these things happen. It's with your motivation, with you reaching out, with you doing the promos, like whatever it is. So that's okay. But when it comes back around to what we all want at some point, is some companionship, no matter the level, because we all don't want this like monogamous thing. But when it comes back to wanting true romance, it's like it's weird because the commitment that makes you kind of feel so icky and sick because of perceptions that you've held on to, there's also this adverse feeling of, well, I feel like the universe is telling me I'm going to be alone for a while, and that just fucking sucks too. Well, come on, Pisces. You know, you really you can't be shooting out energy in both those directions, right? Now, I understand it's not that simple, but hopefully this just helps you get back on track with that. And you probably have been seeing things that have been presented to you as dead ends. And I think intuitively so, you've been correct with the surprise reverse, the money reverse, the journey reverse at the bottom here. Just like, nothing's really has proven to be a win so far. But as this is your general love reading for May, what we have is an interesting story that comes from beyond this one. Now over here, we have the Mirror of Discs. I'm trying not to continuously move away from the speaker, so I hope y'all can hear me. We go from the Mirror of Disc to the Ace of Disc to the Nine of Cups. Now, below that, we've got the Seven of Swords, the Ten of Disc, and the Malik of, well, the Ten of Disc reversed and the Malik of Disc reversed. Now, all these cards up here are upright, and all but one down here are reversed. But in this upright position that the Seven of Swords is in, it still makes it no good. So what I see is, and I've done someone else's reading that was similar to this, like when we get to this point, but someone who is heading towards you with a pentacle to offer you, someone who wants to come in and give you the stability and love that you desire, that you've wanted from others but did not receive though you gave, you know. What you knew you were attracting each time you gave a person a chance, just not being selective enough and decisive enough to know that some of those people just weren't going to be it. It's not always our next person or our next person or our next person, you know. Sometimes we have to go through a few to get to that person. But I feel like the selectivity is there now, because what we do is we mirror what we're attracting. And we definitely have a selective energy behind what's coming towards you in the mirror of disc, male or female. This is someone who is very calculated, very practical. And there's a nurturing side. You know, it's usually through what they can provide for you. But as they grow to love you, those passions are invoked that allow them to express it more. What's interesting about it is when we talk about the pentacle to offer you, what comes next is the Ace of Discs. And this is the offer, you know? And with the Nine of Cups, they're not looking at anyone else but you. They're not really looking at any other opportunity. And I feel as though when you come into communication or contact with this person, it's going to be vice versa. And I say that because I'm getting somewhere with this. Now, because I want you to hold on to that, how it's vice versa. Because now this might not be your very last lover. Is it the one who did did all this to you? Yes. I don't know how many people you've seen since then. One, none, but more. Who knows? Point being, this person that's in this reading, for those of you who resonate, that you decided to stop giving to, is someone who is not only not above spying, but maybe doing a little bit of that. Because they see it as someone else. Like when they get wind of you being with this person or talking to this person or talking to someone new, kind of excited about someone new, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna feel like something was stolen from them. They're gonna feel like property was stolen from them. You know? Like just look at how we're talking about the bad, like the perceivably bad side of the discs to the good side of the discs. Because in these 6 cards, we've got 4 discs cards. And one is of valuing you for who you are and building with you and creating tradition. And the other one, when we have these reverse tying in with the 7 of Swords, is talking about seeing their property being stolen. Or seeing the life that you were trying to build with them, that they didn't reciprocate in wanting to build with you, being stolen somehow. And as a matter of fact, it's just that they don't like that very much at all. But when they show up as the Malik of Disc in reverse, the King of Pentacles in reverse, it's almost like, what the hell do you expect? Like, are you a king when you're operating out of the inverse energy of that? Like, if you show up in that, you know? Or was it something of an imposter? Like, in a situation like this, that's just what I'm picking up on. I don't know. Well, that's good, because I was trying to get some energy on what this person could even do. But I see with a Shumare coming to clarify absolutely nothing. I was not trying to be too nosy, y'all, and I do want to keep this general, but I just wanted to make sure that this new beginning that you would have with a new person would be under protection. So let's get y'all some goddess guidance on the board. But yeah, somebody's gonna see you happy with someone else and not thinking about them anymore. Seeing them as a lost investment, a lost cause, and literally watching not only, you know, you give to someone what they don't get anymore. But there's a card fell. I'm gonna pick it up in a sec. The card that fell. But they see that, like, how it's being received and responded to, which makes, you know, like, they're gonna see you glow because of that. Like, the reciprocity of a situation like that for someone who in the past didn't give it to you, when they see that, it makes them fucking melt in sickness. To see someone else accepting your love and accepting your kisses and touching you back and loving you back and eventually maybe putting a ring on it or whatever. Like, I'm just, you know what I'm saying? It's just so crazy how that works, that you would think that it would make someone smarten up, wisen up, but you're sick because you see someone giving away their love that they used to give to you, and then it being received, and there being these moments. Like, that's just wild, right? So let's pick up these 2 poppers. Interesting. All right, Pisces. So we've got Damara, guiding children. Irene, peace. You're good at helping, counseling, and healing children. Use your skills to help children now. There's no need to worry. Everything is working out beautifully. Now, also, in many circumstances, I've noted the baby imagery in the Irene card. And especially as it comes with Damara, guiding children. I think this may be the one, because I'm seeing the stability and foundation that's coming within the Pinnacle energy, the Ace of Discs and the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Discs. the Mirror of Discs. Okay, look, I'm gonna read it as, I know I've said this before, as the cards are. Y'all should know by now how they translate, because I tripped myself up. But yes, the Mirror of Disc and the Ace of Disc, coming up with these two Goddess Guidance cards. And also the Nine of Cups as well. I foresee a kid, y'all. Like, I foresee someone who's coming either towards you with children, and you're gonna decide that that's something you can do, and y'all are gonna make that happen, or y'all are gonna have your own children. But I see that there will definitely be children involved in this situation. Yeah. Wow. So those of you who want a family, I foresee this being a very fertile time to get it here in May. I'm just gonna cut it right there. Please like, share, subscribe, leave your comments if you resonate. Love ya.